get out of that damn 9 to 5, get out of the rut and the routine with what I'm going to tell you guys today. Now, it's something that I've recently done, literally as of less than a week ago now, to turn hardly anything into $20,000 profit. Okay, so I want to tell you guys exactly how I did this, right? And I also want to tell you guys how it can be done to help you escape the matrix before 2025. It's easy enough for all of us to say, hey, look, escape the matrix in 2025. I think most of us are in a position, at least the people who watch and apply the knowledge I share on this channel, to make the most out of the next bull market, basically. But I think what's imperative, and what I kind of realized, again, I'm also playing the game myself in real time, is that you can actually make quite a lot of money before the bull run actually happens. Like, as I said, within a couple days, actually a little bit less, I'm not going to lie to you guys, it was a little bit more than $20,000. It's quite incredible how much you can make. And again, it just takes positioning. Now, I want to get into exactly what those altcoins were in just a second here and exactly how to go ahead and do it. But I want to say one thing before we do. If you don't have the time to spend researching your altcoins every single day, 5 to 10 minutes, you know how much I damn talk about this on the channel, then you are literally unequipped to be successful in the bull run. And I say that with full confidence, right? Some of you guys are going to disregard that. Some of you are going to go, oh, what's your 5 to 10 minutes going to do per altcoin? A lot of you have too many altcoins and you can't actually do that. Well, fix it. Find the time or remove some altcoins, because the pumps I'm going to show you today are what happens in a bull run. And if you're too busy, if you're going to miss some of this stuff, then you aren't going to take profit off the table. And that's especially important for right now. For the moments when the bulls are back in full force, the bears even turning into the bulls. We've seen Capo of crypto, he's actually now slightly capitulating towards the side of focusing now on bullish, right? Or at least moving away from a full bearish sort of sentiment. And it's very important that we take advantage of these next 6, 12, 18 months before the real blow off top happens, before the real juicy part of the bull run comes around. I've started talking way too much now. I want to touch on how this was possible. So it was on the 2 altcoins. The first one is Mina Protocol, the one you can see on your screen now. I actually, when I was on holidays a week ago, I bought in at about 36 cents. I thought, I've got in an ICO. ICO was 25 cents. I thought to myself, that's crazy. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say to you guys, hey, I predicted Mina to pump like this. It was a sudden thing. Then there was a reason why it pumped. I want to touch on that and how to, again, prepare for that specific event, okay? Because you can only do that if you know what you're looking out for. But the next altcoin was more so an indication of what I like to teach as well. So I bought about 20,000 Mina tokens less than a week ago, over here at about 36 cents, right? And that at the top over here was worth about $17,000, $18,000. So I made about this is US, I made about 10,000 US dollars, which to me, most people is crazy, okay? And it again goes to show why what I'm going to show you in a second is very, very important. The other altcoin was Chainlink, okay? And Chainlink wasn't actually an altcoin that I bought myself. I had a one-on-one call with a subscriber, basically. His name is Jonty, and shout out to Jonty because I know he's going to watch this video. And we've actually got on a call. He's like, Kyron, I'm spending this much money today, no matter what. What are we buying? And we came to the conclusion to triple down on Chainlink. And why? Well, it comes down to the thing I speak about all the time on the channel, which is when projects build in the bear, and you can very easily tell what they are. The ones with new connections, new upgrades, they're essentially coming into the bull market, a whole new brand spanking project, or at least one that has completely evolved from where it was last cycle. And we tripled down on Chainlink because they had the massive CCIP upgrade. They've changed the whole economic structure and a whole heap more. It was a no-brainer. And of course, the recent pump, I mean, look, in the last 7 days, we bought in, I'm pretty sure, around $7-ish, and it's now $11.37, and it just continues to rise. So he's made a big load of money on that. Matter of fact, I know he's not going to mind me sharing this with him. He did say this. Now, I do not at all suggest anyone to have complete faith in me for anything, or anyone for that matter, because that's very dangerous. He definitely did say, it definitely made me laugh and made me feel very joyful when he sent me this nice message, basically, but this was his portfolio before we got on a call. So suffice to say, the man's definitely got some money to put in the market. But again, he is buying the altcoins that I like to talk about. And again, this comes down to a very specific reason. Why? Well, as we can see over here with Chainlink, right? This was an article posted a few days ago explaining the reason from Decrypt, possibly why Chainlink pumped. This is one of the lessons I'm going to share with you today. The next time we're going to go into a little bit more detail with Mina Protocol, okay? So how we can find these pumps. And you can profit, again, if you're putting in the $1,000. Like Jonty, for example, he put in we put in about 60K Australian. It was about 40,000 American. And that was part of the reason why he could make $20,000 on a whim like that. He's also bought me in a protocol as well, so I'm sure he's up probably a lot more than what that says right now. But the reason why I as well could was because, again, I'm buying what I can afford. If you're someone with $500, $1,000, you're not going to experience these massive multiples, but you're still going to get, relative to your position and circumstance, quite a bit of money back, okay? Especially before the bull run takes off. You can probably cut back on your hours at work. I wouldn't suggest so, or free up more time to do other things because you're making more money in crypto. So I want to introduce you guys to a channel partner, not a sponsor of this video, but rather a partnership that I've created to help all you aspiring traders. I know I have a large audience of you guys who either sometimes trade, casually trade, or again, want to aspire to be a full-time trader. Well, I've partnered with Bybit today because, as most of you should know, it is one of the most used exchanges out there and actually one of the most liquid as well. It's particularly suited for those who want to trade in any little nuanced way possible. I'm going to mention some of those nuances in a second here, but if you guys did want to create an account with Bybit, if you were impressed at all, please go on any of my descriptions, scroll down to the first link under the Want to Trade section, aspiring full-time traders, and click my referral link to access Bybit. Over there, once you do sign in, again, you will support the channel in that way as well, you have a whole host of options, right? One of the cool things is you have the spot market, but you also have leverage trading, which means you can put in $1,000 and trade with 10,000. Of course, there are associated risks with that as well. But also you can margin trade, which means that you can put up your crypto assets, keep them locked up so you don't have to sell them, and then trade with their associated equivalent, right? If you put $10,000 worth of XRP in, you can trade with $10,000. Of course, it's collateral. So if you lose it, you lose it. But of course, that allows you to be more flexible. If you make it back, of course, you keep the asset. It's as very, very simple as that. So that's a really cool benefit. But also they do have multiple different ways you can trade with derivatives. They have options, they have futures. It just expands, right? But some really cool options that I think you guys need to check out here is under the tools section, you can use Trade GPT to trade as a GPT or an AI for you. Really cool is if that's kind of scary to you, and I get a lot of people that's kind of like, oh, I don't want to do that. Well, it allows you to just DCA as well. You can literally make this bot just DCA for you. It's kind of nutty in a way. Also, you can copy trade as well. So you can copy trade some of the top traders in the spot realm. So, when they buy and sell, you just copy that. Pretty cool, pretty simple. But what I quite like about this is it also has access to futures contracts as well, something other exchanges can't say, which is awesome. So with that said, guys, if you are interested in Bybit, please go ahead and support the channel. Use my link down below. And of course, with that all said, let's get straight back into the video. The reason why Chainlink pumped apparently was because Chainlink's impressive performance may be attributed to the growing popularity of its CCIP protocol, recently launched tech stack, upgraded aimed at simply cross-chain transactions. So again, what they pretty much say here is that CCIP came about and now it's servicing more people. Again, what's this saying? CCIP's upgrade, from my recollection, didn't perform extremely well when it launched. I thought it was going to explode. It didn't. Why? We're in the thick of the bear market. Everyone was feeling quite bearish. No one had the oomph that everyone has right now. I'm energetic as always, right? And so obviously, building the bear, right? And everyone's kind of caught onto it now. Oh, there's some money being pumped into Chainlink. Chainlink's up 5-10%. Oh, and everyone starts piling in. Look at this upgrade. It's the meme. It's the meme. It's the new narrative behind the project. Interoperability now. And so we've got to look at these things. You look at Quant, you look at HBAR. I know another big influencer recently said that, Quant's, what's the point of Quant? And I was just like, are you kidding me? Are you seriously kidding me? These are the people that we're going to end up selling to at the top. They're going to be buying, at $200, $300, $400, $500 because they have FOMO. We've got to look at what's being done in the bear. And again, with Chainlink, we got lucky. John T and I, we got lucky. I'm not going to sit here and say we didn't. But ultimately, the reason why we tripled down on Chainlink was because it has built so much. It is a completely new protocol, essentially, plus doing what it used to. It's now got value capture. It's a meme. It's great. New narrative, so on and so forth. Now, MENA protocol is a little bit different, right? It didn't actually pump because of a new upgrade or because people caught onto it. It's a relatively low market cap. Well, it was, right? It was there 300 or 400 million, okay? It's at about 800 million right now. But like what Miles mentions over here, MENA actually pumped because it got listed on a very large, the #1 exchange in South Korea, Upbit, okay? And for those who don't know what Upbit actually is, Guys, it controls 82, almost 83% of the entire South Korean crypto exchange market. It's huge. It's massive, okay? And so this is like the equivalent of if Binance was on steroids and Binance listed a new altcoin. Now, there's a way that Miles mentioned. I'm not going to take away from Miles. He's got a really, really great thread over here. I'm not going to take away from it. I will link it down below. Miles, by the way, for those who don't know, is a part of the Crypto Banter Network team. And they've got, 3 or 4 hosts on there. He's one of them. Great guy. And so, yeah, I'm not going to take away from that. Definitely go ahead and read that if you were interested. But what he mentions over here is imperative, okay? Again, this falls back into if you don't have enough time to go research these altcoins yourself, 5-10 minutes per day, you're doing it wrong, because this will definitely play a part in it. You wouldn't have caught this pump. You wouldn't have profited as much as you possibly could have, or you might have felt FOMO if you weren't prepared, okay? So essentially, again, it did launch on Upbit, or at least it was planning to launch on Upbit. And as you can see, South Korea is one of the largest, crypto-based sort of industries, or at least countries in the world, should I say. And you wouldn't have known if it didn't happen, right? Because launching on Upbit, okay, right, well, what is Upbit? No one really knows, okay? So you've got to be prepared for listings. So what does this really mean? Well, as an investor, look out for multiple different things that can push the price up that you can make a quick profit on. Now, one of those things in the prelim of the bull run is going to be exchange listings, right? So we look at the largest countries in the world, right? The regions, at least. South Korea being one of them. We have, of course, the United States. We have China. We have like Hong Kong, for example, United States, Japan, Germany, Singapore, so on and so forth. So what we're going to have to do here is do what Miles basically mentioned in a nutshell, which is follow specifically trading bots or bots tethered to finding unusual activity on these large exchanges. Again, in the case of South Korea, you most definitely want to look out for Upbit. If something launches on Upbit, you're going to get a whole large market invested in that project, potentially at least. It's all potentially. Of course, Mina Protocol, the reason why it pumped is because of why I always tell you guys Mina's a great project. It's fundamentally, again, narrative, meme. The money flew into the narrative and they found the meme and it went, wow, Mina's amazing, boom. What I tell you guys so much, or hopefully some of you are waking up to what I teach you on the channel here, okay? So anyway, he says, follow a trading bot like this. This is specifically an Upbit trading bot itself. So they go ahead and obviously ping you if there's any unusual activity on an Upbit sort of exchange-based altcoin, right? So in this case, now, of course, Mina is on there as well. But what he also mentions and what you guys should most definitely do more than anything is follow this account right here, Crypto Alerting, right? Because what they do is they actually show you a specific altcoin on a specific exchange, right? So it's a little bit more broad, if you will, okay? Now, of course, you want to be more time specific with this. This is very much so in an hour, you could miss out on quite a few multiples, but this is just one of the many things, of course. If you're interested in X amount of altcoins, you should have tabs on all of them individually and be following those accounts. Now, he also mentions that over here on Upbit, right, there is a coin market cap, and for most exchanges, a sort of page on here dedicated to tracking, sort of their assets. And you can see Mina Protocol is well and truly more than Bitcoin over here at $1.3 billion in trading volume in the last 24 hours. It's incredible. You can see how much I would have pumped the project, right? And it did. Over here, again, for example, a different market, Japan. What's the largest, exchange in Japan? Bitflyer is almost on par with CoinCheck. So you'd go ahead and follow these. Just over here, same thing with CoinMarketCap. You jump on here and just keep an eye out. Again, follow any sort of trading bots give you updates on anything like that occurs. Now, again, this is just the prelim of what's to come, guys. This is the wake-up call. You can make a lot of money before the bull run. Again, I'm no special human being. I put 7K in and I made a good 10K in like a few days. It was incredible, okay? And that to me is a lot of money, all right? There's always retracements. You'll always be able to put money back in. You just have to know what you're looking out for and have the time. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Take good care. Talk to you soon. Bye.